Hi Scorpio, welcome to your October 2017 overview reading. For this month, I'm doing a spread called The Vampire's Kiss, and I know that a lot of us with the astrology and everything have been doing shadow work, especially because of, you know, when the moon crosses over the sun, our internal world and our shadow self kind of comes to the surface. And so I thought that this would be appropriate because it's all about coping with the shadow self and nurturing the shadow self so that we can work with it. And they've been going really well. I think that there's like a lot of healing information in this spread. So I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoy reading this. I also have a partnership and like a romance manifestation workshop coming up. And so if you want more information on that, I'll give you all the details at the end. And as always, everything is in the description if you're interested. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the messages from your angels cards. Oop, nope, that's a clump. Okay, that one. Fiona, now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. Okay, so whatever you've been asking, I need help, I need help, I need this to happen, I need this to happen. It's coming through this month, so just be patient, hold tight, you know, make sure that you are just having faith, as hard as that can be, okay? So the Paulina Cassidy Witchlings card, we have Nurture. Nurturing your inner child supplies you with the innocent joy of living. So this is about play, taking care of yourself, doing things simply for the sake of joy, not necessarily utility. I know that that's something I struggle with personally, and so it's all about taking care of yourself this month and nurturing your inner child big time. Okay, so I'm not doing a timeline, I'm doing something different, but that'll be at the end, just so you know. Okay, so we have, what should I give myself over to? Two of Swords. So what this is saying is that you just have to have a certain level of acceptance with the unknown. Like, you don't have a choice. You just have to accept it and honor that part of being in a human body. And so that's really what you kind of have to give yourself over to, is like, okay, there's only so much I can control, and that's okay. All right, what happens when I abandon rational thought? The High Priestess. So it looks like rather than there being this insane consequence to abandoning rational thought, you're like, oh, since rational thought isn't working for me anymore, I need to turn to intuition, which Scorpio is really great at doing. So it's kind of like with that fixed energy that Scorpios have, there's a certain level of, I just need to go and connect with divine source in order to problem solve and figure this out. So this is a really strong position for the High Priestess, because it's saying when rational thought doesn't work, that's okay. There's still, you still have your intuition like in the forefront of your mind. So this is all about you being able to understand your own internal resources. Okay, who wants to kiss me? Now, this is not just romantic partnership. This is about who is showing you love in October, who is providing you with that nourishing, loving energy. The Wheel of Fortune. So in terms of a person, you know what, the Wheel of Fortune, if you've watched me long enough, you know that I hate the Wheel of Fortune. It's my least favorite card in all of tarot. I'll take the Tower any day over the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm just going to clarify this before I talk about it. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. So this looks like, okay, so let's back up a second. With the Wheel of Fortune, a lot of people say, oh, it means good things coming into your life. I don't read it that way. I think it's some unpredictability energy to it, but now that I have clarity here with the Six of Swords, it looks like someone that you've left behind or something that you've kind of stepped away from is like, wait, don't go. Wait a second. I do love you. I do care about you. I don't want to see you walk away from me. And so it looks like there's this certain level of, I've pulled my energy back. And now it's like, of course, now that I'm unavailable, this person is more attracted and more drawn to me. So, and don't think about this just in terms of romantic partnership. It's anyone that you've pulled your energy away from is kind of chasing after you, even if you can see like this person's walking away, but the Wheel of Fortune is moving, it's spinning this way. So there's definitely some connection here with, there's someone who is kind of coming after you, not in a chasing way, but just in what happened. Why don't I have access to your energy anymore? So that's absolutely coming through here. This could be a family member. It could be a friend who might be a little bit more needy. So just keep that in mind, that don't stop pulling your energy away and taking time for yourself, because that's always a healthy option. Okay, now we have, how do I embrace my darkness or cope with your shadow self? Just to rephrase that. Ace of Cups. So this is actually like you're taking on more of a nurturing, an emotionally expressive approach this month, which is really, really great to see, because it's all about Scorpios already because you're the ruler of the 8th house, a big part of that is already being comfortable with shadow, being comfortable with darkness, being comfortable with the depth of emotion that you experience. And so the way that you cope with that this month is by being more expressive and being more outwardly caring and loving. Okay, so now we have what thrives in darkness. Now, the way I'm reading this is like, what do you need to let go of in order to step into your light? So, okay. Now, the immediate word that comes up is expectations. The expectations, there's something here, but let me clarify, because I don't want to read into something that isn't coming through, or if I'm misinterpreting something. Okay. Okay, so we have 8 of Wands. This, I've been getting some bizarre cards come up lately. Okay, so what thrives in darkness, it looks like around your ideal relationships or expectations in terms of romantic connection and like a family unit or legacy, there's like a certain level of emotional instability that's going on, or like a tendency to have it's almost like, don't read too much into it, but it's like someone who is really attracted to drama. And so if we all have certain pictures that show up in our life that way. And so this is just about like reworking what you do in the world and how you see healthy units within yourself and with other people. So it just looks like there's the darkness kind of shows up in that drama, that chaos, that intensity that we're all kind of sort of attracted to, because it requires a lot of attention. So it's like, yeah, let's go put out that fire. Let's go see what's up, what's really interesting there. And so it's really common to see the more I act out, the more attractive I'll be to other people. And so there's a certain theme that's going on here with like the amount of energy that it takes makes it more worthwhile, and that's not necessarily true. That's actually just a depleting experience. Okay, so now I have what thrills me. That's the next question. It's the challenge. It's working really hard and having to like kind of carve your way through certain obstacles. So it's like you really like being presented with a challenge that you have to work through. And that plays in perfectly to, oh, I like it when people are difficult, or when there's drama that we have to solve, or when there's a challenging situation that seems like an intractable conflict that we can't get through. That's what thrills you. So that's where we see shadow work coming in. That's part of the deal with confronting your shadow. Okay, so what increases immortality or your health? Ace of Swords. So there's something that you've been wanting to try that's new that you kind of have to just go for. Whether it be like a new workout or a new way of eating, a new lifestyle, a new thing to reduce stress, all of those are coming into play. So just honor, oh, that idea might be something you want to try this month. Okay, now we have what lives forever. The Lovers. So this is your ability to connect with other people. Make sure that you're honoring that within yourself, and you understand that you really do have a lot of depth to yourself, and you have a lot to offer in terms of relationships. So don't downplay that, and just recognize that it's something that is going to live forever. Like, connections with other people are so important, and you really are here for connection, and that's going to continue. Okay, now we have what action do I need to take? Queen of Rods. This means like ownership over your actions, just taking responsibility for yourself, taking more of a fiery approach. There's a lot of imagery about fire and water in terms of you know, like we have fire and water here. We have fire and water. This is air and water, but you get the idea of there. Here's more fire, water, fire, water. So it's all about that balance and understanding within yourself that you have a lot of power and wherewithal to make truly incredible things happen. And just remember that within yourself this month, because the action needs to come from owning your responsibilities, owning the actions that you need to take to push closer to where you want to be, and to working through some of these processes in order to attract really healthy and vibrant situations. So as you can see, I'm like, ooh, there's like some drama pictures going on here, and how sucked in I got right here. It's the same. This is a very dramatic scene. We can see like, oh, this person's walking away and then they're being chased by another person. So there's definitely some drama pictures showing up. Okay, now I'm going to do like a 3 spread. You get to pick the cards that you that you're gonna stick to. If you want to mix and match, that's fine. If you want to just stick to one of the spreads, that's fine. That's going to be your growth period. The Wild Unknown is going to be your environment for the month. And then we have relationships for these cards. So whether you're coupled or single or dating or whatever you have going on, this will apply to you. Okay, so spread number 1, we have expectation. There's a certain expectation that, I mean, so, you know, your bubble is going to get burst here soon. So just make sure that you're watching yourself, because that can come back and bite you. Your environment is things are really coming together. So you're building for yourself, and this is where the expectation can be dangerous. As you're building, this could change or fall apart at any moment. I mean, think about how delicate a spider web is. You can just like run a finger through it and it'll all fall apart. So the expectation around this situation that you're putting together is more than likely going to fall through to a certain extent. So it would really benefit you to kind of restructure and open up how rigid you are to this situation that you have here. Whether it be a new relationship that you're building, or a project that you're putting together, or maybe you're putting together applications for something. It's all about watching your expectation around it. And in romantic relationships, we have 3 of coins. So there's a certain level of work or action that you're going to need to take in order to either get into partnership or work through whatever you have going on with your current partner, or whatever relationship situation you have going on. Okay, so spread number 2, we have solar plexus chakra. This, again, we have some control issues showing up. This, it also has to do with taking action, but in the same breath, it's either when you're dealing with lessons around the solar plexus, it's taking action and like having some control issues or feeling out of control. So the environment that you have is you're coming into a place of stability, grounding, and building roots for yourself. And that does require action, but if you become too forceful with that, it'll kind of it bleeds into expectations as well. Like, why aren't things fitting exactly the way I want them to? So just be mindful of that. And in your romantic relationships, we have King of Wands. So there could be, a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries who's coming to show up for you. And it looks like they actually help you incorporate more play into this whole situation with, feeling like you really need to control the outcome of things. It's kind of like the King of Wands is able to calm you down. It's not necessarily a man or a woman. It's just someone who takes on more of those fiery qualities that you need in order to balance you out to a certain extent. If you are dating, a King of Wands could come into your space. If you are coupled, this could be a reference to your partner. Or this is like you're kind of idealizing, this would be really great for me to have in terms of partnership, as someone with these qualities. So spread number 3, we have soul knowing. This is another reference to intuition, understanding the astral on a really deep level, and using your insight, intuition, and knowledge of spirit in order to take yourself to the next level. The environment is 2 of Wands, so a decision or coming together with somebody to work on a project, or having someone come into your life as a resource in order to move forward with something. So this is taking the whole idea away from individuality and coming into partnership or connection. Then in your romantic relationship, we have the Mother. So this has to do with one of 2 things. Either you are becoming really nurturing, or there is something where you're actually calling in someone who's able to nurture you. So it's one or the other. It could be both, but typically we're on one end of the spectrum, and it changes from time to time, where we either need nurturing or we need to step into more of a nurturing state. So this will be good if you're partnered or coupled already. Then this is like you working through things with the motherly, nurturing energy. And then if you are if you're single or looking for partnership, then it's more about, I need to step into this role in order to attract partnership, or feeling worthy of having someone to nurture you. So that is all I have for the reading. Thank you. And I'm going to talk about the plugs in a minute and everything like that. All the links and everything, but I just want to thank everybody for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that good stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And if you're looking to book a one-on-one session with me, the description box has the link for that, as well as getting a single question reading. I am also launching my partnership manifestation workshop, which starts on September 30th. And it's a 2-day workshop. I have all the details about what it includes, what it covers, because we're going to talk about belief systems, forgiveness, self-care on day 1, and then we're actually going to do the manifestation part on day 2. You're going to get a ritual, book recommendations, and like a manifestation workbook. All sorts of cool stuff is included there, so make sure that you go check that out if that's something you're interested in. I've had a ton of people request that I do it, so I'm starting to offer it to everybody now. And that is all I have. Make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more content, and I will see you next time.